Merry Christmas, everyone. We're going to put this.
Hello.
This is going out. It's Christmas, Flav. It's Christmas Day right now.
There's no need to be afraid. Thank
Christmas
God
time.
it's them instead of you.
Yeah.
Thank God it's them instead of you. And I agree. Thank God it's them.
How many people do that when they hear this one? They've heard all the Christmas songs. And then they hear this one. They say everyone's done that. They go and they hang on and they banish light. No, was it they banish light and they something shade? I've read it. But basically, they emphasise particular lines.
But it's like even when I was a kid, I remember. Well, I remember being confused by that, like sitting down and going, "Thank God it's them." Instead of you.
Who's singing which line on that? That's just a belt,
Bono. Bono sung that line.
Is that your favourite line?
I mean, I don't have any of it. I think it's a pretty shit song. I don't really like it. I turn it off.
It's a great song.
It's a great song, is it?
It's great, mate. It's a record-breaking song.
Listen to me. I'm saying that.
Let in light and banish shade. Thank you, Rap Summers.
Weird, isn't it? It's weird. Like, thank God. Like, we'll do everything we can. Just make sure it's them still and not us.
Yeah. My favourite line is in our world of plenty. Boy George, superb. It's really just people don't give him the credit it deserves for his voice because obviously he did so much drugs that he's kind of lost it a little bit now. Hasn't got the same power, but the smoothness and the tone was always high level for me with Boy.
I think that's worthwhile giving that up for a life of party and drugs. If someone said you could sing really nice or have a life of party and drugs, I'll go that one.
I go put your hands together. Be Bono, and change the world, Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
go
on.
One more.
Another line. Have you got another line? Anyone else got a line in the chat? We'll read them out. I'll sing them. It's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day. Remember, stay and roll.
Creepy Christmas song. Fuck. Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
I got to go away, but baby, it's cold.
I think I'm gonna rape you.
That's
a line, isn't it? I'm sure that's a line.
In a world, in the modern era where no means no, she must say no about 19 times in that song before going, okay, go on then.
Yeah.
So creepy. Like they're complaining about using the F word in Thousand New York City?
Tales of New York City, yeah. I think it is that, yeah.
Like, but that which is proper. But then can't then play this song. Go back and what's it? It's called "Baby, It's Cold Outside," isn't it? I mean, I know it's supposed to be.
I think we did this on the pod of about. Do you remember we did like naughty, weird lyrics? And
We did this one.
Yeah, we did go through it. I'd love to see a rewrite, but I'd love to see a politically correct rewrite.
Yeah,
I really can stay. Then I'll call you a cab.
Yeah.
The end. And that's the end of the song. Short one. Are you sure you don't want to stay? Back off, pal. Yeah, it really is. It's a short song.
Oh, baby, it's cold outside. Mate, I'm going to fuck. She should knock him out. Sock him.
I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But baby, it's go. Seriously, back off. But baby, it's...
I've got a fucking taser!
Yeah. I really can't stay.
Anyway. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Yeah, happy Christmas, everyone. We are recording this obviously before Christmas. You're not idiots. You don't think it's actually Christmas Day, but we're going to put this out on Christmas Day. Stolen completely from True Geordie. But it's I like the idea of it. I always think that's a great thing that Geordie does his Christmas podcast. He does a Christmas Day podcast, doesn't he?
Oh, is that... You don't say stolen. I mean, he won't see this, will he? So.
No. Although on the kickoff this week, he went... I didn't realise. You know when like everyone's talking and sometimes you don't catch everything?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like them.
I don't know what's going on.
He went calm take. He pointed at me and went calm take, nicking one of yours, and I wasn't listening.
He said nicking one of yours?
Nicking one of your things, calm take.
What's up? What?
Oh, yeah. Maybe he does.
I mean, surely he's too busy to watch this shit. Not this shit. This is a good podcast.
Yeah.
We love it.
We do.
It's good to be Self-deprecate. Merry Christmas, Jim. Merry Christmas,
mate. Merry Christmas, mate.
What did you?
How was your Christmas morning?
Well, it was wonderful. It was lovely. I got some presents. I gave some presents. Frank enjoyed
Yeah. Sol Campbell, how was your Christmas day?
Yes. So we sat down.
It was the 25th.
It was the 25th December, and there were people in the living room. Santa Claus had come. He left some presents under the tree. There were presents under the tree, and they were wrapped, obviously.
Yeah. Father Christmas came. He always does, and he always will, and he always will come. He always will come on that 25th and Christmas Day, and ate a lot.
What do you think Sol Campbell gets for Christmas? Like he's a rich man. I think he gets he's old school, right? He doesn't like sat navs. He still uses a map.
I'd imagine he would be given a very expensive bottle of wine that he doesn't truly know if it's good or not.
Yeah,
he'd just go okay, and won't drink it.
That's thank you. Thank you. That is red bottle.
It's French. Yeah, it's perfect. He's great for wine. He'd be that's the media route he needs to go down. It's wine. It's 1955. It's a Sauvignon Blanc. Perfect.
He could also be an art critic as well. And if you notice the way they explain art in books and on like the little cards next, you go to a museum and you look at a piece of fine art. It's just a literal explanation of what is on the painting. No explanation of the thought or feeling behind it. You have to make that up yourself, apparently. There's no right or wrong answer. But what you will get is, this is a painting used with oil paint on a lovely canvas, and there's a frame around the piece of art, and then on it is oil paint. Be perfect for that.
He would be good for that. And he would like... I can imagine him sort of swanning about at exhibitions. And again, just waffle, just saying nothing, just filling space. Right.
I don't want to talk about him on Christmas Day. He's ruining it.
Absolutely, he's ruining Christmas Day. Rob Turner says Sol Campbell gets a Tottenham shirt every holiday from his mum because she goes, "It's a football shirt." Bit like you. That happened to you, didn't it? Your Ian Wright book.
Yeah, Ian Wright with Ian. Because I got it open. I was like, "What is this? A joke?" And I was like, oh, because obviously I wouldn't want to read a whole book about an Arsenal player legend.
Do you know what? I wouldn't. No. Why I wouldn't read Ian Wright's book?
Why?
Because I'm there for the tears. I want to see him cry. There's nothing that gets me going more in a good way. As in, like, I just love you, Ian, so much because you're so emotional and you cry. He cries all the time. And then I saw my PE teacher and I was crying. What an amazing human being. I would do that sometimes. I just go on. I just need I need an emotional fill up. Ian Wright crying. Yummy.
On YouTube.
So on a book, I'm not getting those tears. Unless there's there's like a section about a quarter of the way through pictures and then another one pictures. I'd have to as long as there's tears in there, then maybe I'll give it a spin. Anyway.
He's one of the few probably the only Arsenal player that I think's all right.
Who's second? Who are your top three likeable Arsenal people?
I would have to.
You chuck Wenger in there? You chuck Wenger in there?
No, I wouldn't chuck Wenger in there. What are you talking about? That's a stupid suggestion.
You've always sung his praises.
What a great manager he was. Therefore, how much pain he's caused me.
He's a good egg, though, isn't he? He's a good egg.
No, yeah, is he? Because there was rumours in his early days about.
That's so lazy, wasn't it? That's when fans were really lazy. What is he old? Does he look a bit funny? Pedo. And he gives sweets to children. So lazy.
No one actually thought Wenger abused children, obviously, thank God. But he did go too far, and one day I did get banned from a forum, a significant forum, for saying I have actual evidence that he does.
Oh my God. Which he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Right, let's get into it. Lots of comments to make our way through. We've got Boxing Day derby games.
Can you share your screen? I don't know if I have to ask this every time. I can't see what you're looking at. You can see it, I can't. Merry Christmas, Jim.
That's crucial. Merry Christmas. Yeah, you little prick. You'll need to see the screen because we've got birds in that. We've got so many. Today will be a special day, not because it's Christmas Day, but because we will, and this is a promise, guys. So if you don't want it, out. We said it last week. Get out. If you do not want 20 minutes of me reading out comments about Lincoln City's badge, get out. This isn't the podcast for you.
Is there that much about Lincoln City's badge?
So many comments on Lincoln. We will be getting to the bottom of Lincoln City's badge.
I can't wait because this is one of I don't really remember much of what's in the last pod. I remember that. I think it was on Lewis's account where he says, what? Where I was asking the questions. I can't remember exactly what it was. Why is there a goblin standing on one leg? It doesn't make any sense. So
why is it on one leg? Speaking of quotes of the pod, let's get into it. Quote of the pod. So last week, if you missed last week's pod, did all right. 18k, which is lovely. People seem to enjoy it. High watch time. Really high watch time. Yeah,
really?
People loving
That's
it.
good.
People loving
That's
it.
good news.
I think it must have been that. It must have been that.
Do you reckon?
Must have been, yeah, the signalling.
Well, look, we're just doing due diligence, really, giving everyone a chance to enjoy every aspect of the show.
Exactly. So hopefully, I mean, if you have just been skimming along there because we were talking about all sorts in the first 10 minutes, and then you see me go like that, I'm doing it again. Sorry, not yet. Keep going. The next left. Quote of the pod, Michael Mayer. And do you know what I do like? If there's quotes of the pod and you like them, click the like button on that comment. Because we've got ourselves a top three comments actually in terms of likes. Do you remember Chris Eubank? And number 6, Thugs with Cecilia. That's a nightmare. That is just really unfortunate.
It's also you can't that's a speech impediment. It's like you're taking a piss out of someone with one leg shorter than the
No,
other.
I wasn't. I was saying it was unfortunate. I was actually being very genuine and empathetic. I'm giddy. It's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day.
Roy Hodgson. You can't say Roy Hodgson anymore because it's not fair on him.
It's not fair on him. Fair enough.
It's not fair. Life ain't fair, is it, Roy?
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Snapchat.
That's just an in joke for us. Not even the slugs get that.
Well, no, I think we're doing. No, they've definitely heard it. We were speaking about it yesterday. On Twitch, and we were saying Rob Turner's here now. Actually, it says Allcott will cut that. I don't think I'll cut any of it. Actually, it's Christmas Day. Christmas Day. We were saying how good it'd be great to do a Jaffin quiz of who said blah blah blah. I mean, the bulk of them will be you, but I just think it'd be good and really just lean into the nicheness.
All
right. Top 3. Actually, we'll kick off with one that wasn't in the top 3. Didn't get a single like, but I think a lot of people seem to enjoy it. Ben Jones, wow, thumb ring. Not many people could pull that off.
That was funny because we spoke to Sam about it again after recording and sent him the picture that Louis, who the Flav and James social media guy, and we sent it to him oh my god, and everyone responded to it in the group saying, I can't believe you said that to him. Sam, it was a compliment.
It was brutal, literally, because there was layers of. In the office, there was layers of. There's a row, and then he was always in the back corner, so he'd kind of popped in. He'd I think he got introduced to me. He was in bits. I was like, please stand up, stop kissing my hand. Up you get. And then he went to the next row, and then he got to the end bit, and he got to Sam, and there he was, Sam ready to pounce. And a young work experience, young lad, just trying to make his way, trying to make a good impression. And do you know what I worry about? I worry that earlier that day he's gone like this. He's gone, do I?
Yeah.
No, I think it's cool. Imagine and as soon as he got out, when he got out, he went, fuck! I fucking knew it! I knew I shouldn't have left it. Cocaine!
It's a leather thumb ring. He got on holiday in Spain.
Fucking thumb ring.
Jim, it's a leather thumb ring that he got on holiday in Spain.
Did you ask him?
No, I just made that up.
Right, leather.
A leather thumb ring.
Smells, isn't it?
A little
he sniffs
Aztec,
it. He probably sniffs it.
A little Aztec pattern on it.
Yeah. It's got a tan mark when he takes it off. Just
All right,
likes it so much.
let's leave it there, just in case he watches.
It's fine. Thumb rings are they're not cool, to be honest. Don't wear a thumb ring, generally, guys. Unless you're like, I don't know. Is it acceptable to wear a thumb ring? Do what you want. Do what you want.
Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Wow, a thumb ring. Not many people can pull that off. Great, just a great sentence. At number 3, Michael Mayer, quote the pod. If I want to pick my own bum, my bum, not your bum, then I will pick my bum. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
13 likes on that one. 95 likes on Connor Cassidy's quote of the pod. Chickens in trees. Oh, they're up there.
What was that?
We were talking about. Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Don't worry. It's coming. It's coming. Well, it was about seagulls in trees, which there are comments on this. And number 1 this week. Congratulations to Will Standring, not Thumbring, Standring. Quote the pod. That's why we need the crowds back, because I haven't seen a single child in bits because their team just lost. 130 likes.
That's it. See, I'm on to write something right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Want
wouldn't
to
run
see
with
the
it.
children crying.
I'd leave it there.
I think you think that's more controversial than it is. It ain't. Everyone loves the other team hurting when your team lose, and you can get at children because children, weak mentally, aren't they? They're not built they haven't built the constitution to deal with defeat yet, so they have to go through this process. So if you're a cameraman and say Arsenal just been pumped 4-0 and the kid doesn't know how to deal with this, you've got to take advantage of that weakness that you see in the child's face.
Yeah.
And zoom right in. Catch the agony.
Yeah.
Catch the agony.
The twitching of the eyes you want to see. What you want is you want the moment when they, when someone cries. And I think I've told stories about this when I kicked a kid in the head at a soccer camp in America. And there is, when a child cries silently, and the breath is coming. There's going to be and your job as the cameraman, if you really want to get the emotion, is be there for the breath. Can you be there for the breath?
And it's the best bit. No, be there for the bit where the kid sees the 4th goal go in and goes, looks left and goes, looks up at his dad like that, looking for some reassurance, and his dad's got nothing.
It's broken.
Dad's got nothing. Just doesn't even look at his son. The son realizes I'm on my own, and then goes back to the pitch
and silently cries.
Tears just fall down his face.
Great moment.
Capture that. If you're a decent cameraman, you want to make it.
Get on that. You want to be a sports cameraman. Get on that. Listen to what we're saying.
Trying to help. Trying to help.
Yeah, that's true. Also, a great thing as well is if someone's like, "How could you be so cruel?" You've got an out, haven't you? 1 sentence, 2 words, character building.
Look, if we don't bully him now, he's going to be a weak little man growing up. I think that's a fair rebuttal.
Yeah.
To that.
Character building.
We're going to build it. We're going to show his little crying face and put it on Sky Sports. That's what we're going to do, all right?
Turn him into a
meme. It'll help him.
Turn him into a meme that will haunt him for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he's going to be a celebrity in his playground tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. Comments of the week. So many comments of the week. Let's get into it. Johan Sharp. I've put a lot of comments in this week because we want to shout people out. And it's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day, guys.
There aren't any rules. I mean, there are rules. There's more rules on Christmas Day.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's so many bloody rules.
There are a lot of rules.
Thus, Christmas being ruined. That's why we're here. Just to be clear, it's been confirmed. Catherine says never wear a thumb ring.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Catherine.
Catherine, Queen of our hearts.
Queen of our hearts, yeah. Johan Sharp. All right, lads. Recently introduced the pod to my uni mates. One of the guys who really had caught on happens to be a former PM's son. Prime Minister's son.
Wow.
Not saying this for any recognition, just thought you'd like to know that your voices are probably playing out through the kitchen of a former British leader's kitchen every week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a podcast that people typically play out loud, is it?
I'd love to know that. If you are the winner, you are the ultimate fucking dude. If you go, yeah, you just blast it. Blast this nonsense out loud, not in headphones. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Generally on a tube or train or wherever, if you're playing music, I honestly despise you. But in this case, respect. Because that's brave.
Out of all the PMs you'd want it to be, whose son would you want it to be?
I think it's Tony Blair's son.
It could be Gordon Brown's. I think it's Gordon Brown's son.
Interesting. We move on. Great comment. Thanks for that. Taylor Bernard. If I see anyone in the comment section talking about football, I will be fuming. Just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like how we've started this. We've wanted it to keep football out of football, and now people are on board.
Yeah.
We feel like this is the start of something. We move on.
Indeed. AK the producer, who is our main man from Birds and that, of course, which we will be jumping into later on.
Yep.
And there is an update here, and he's actually had a whole conversation, which was just hilarious. So we'll be reading that soon. But he's got involved. He says this. He went, new bit. Possible new bit here, guys. Let us know what you think. What have you won? People just share what they've won. Matt Robson. 3-1 to get the Arsenal job, apparently. Serial winner. After last week, all his wins. He'd been a champion, hasn't he? Of course, in 2012, 13, 14, 15 and 16, I think. Samo got involved straight underneath it, and he went, I won the weekly raffle once in primary school. Sports matches sometimes. A bit more specific, please. Mania, throwing a Malteser up in the air and catching them in your mouth contest. Oh, Menier, I think he means. A race where me and my sister raced eating our fruit when we were kids, where I subsequently threw up a banana. He won his wife. I've won at guessing the score of the game at least 3 times in 15 years of watching football. I've won the hearts of my parents, at least at some stage in my life. Surely. Probably. Maybe. And finally, the greatest prize of all, getting mentioned in the Jaffin podcast, but with a half-assed, buzzed-off lettuce comment. Up the slugs. And RIP Flav's heart when Liverpool inevitably win the league, which we'll get into in Derby games, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How are you actually? Let's dip it right, guys. Just brief football chat. How are you coping with the? Do you know what Rory kept saying, and he wouldn't let it go, and it was like, wow, you're like a politician, Rory. It's brilliant. He couldn't stop saying 1 point in 9. For you, 1 point in 9. You can't go through a week with 1 point in 9 and win the league.
But didn't Chelsea?
I know. But just dog with a bone. Dog with a bone.
Yeah, but what were Chelsea's results? It's the same.
Chelsea. They lost 2 on the spin, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, I'm not arguing third-party Rory when I wasn't even there.
That's true. It's Christmas.
I don't know. Jim, what are you doing on Christmas Day? Shit, I feel shit about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Right. Fair enough.
All I would say is that Spurs were never going to win the league, were they?
I saw your tweet where you'd or was it 90 Min threw under the bus? Well, not threw under the bus. It was
fucking Grizz from 90 Min. So Grizz is the resident Liverpool fan over there, and we get paid to do these things where Virgin Media say, give us 3 reasons why Spurs have the best front line in the Premier League. What they want from you, and the reason they're paying you, isn't for you to go, well, actually, probably Liverpool are more efficient up front, but, Spurs are quite good as well. That you're going to cut it. You've got to say 3 reasons.
Yeah.
But what Grizz
no
did
space for calm takes, is there, in that?
No, not at all. You got 15 seconds an answer. So Grizz waited for us to get beat and then retweeted that, which was not fair because he knew how the game works.
Shame.
Problem
is he's got the upper hand, hasn't he? Because he's a Liverpool fan. They're never going to lose again. Can we find some Liverpool cracks? 7-0 win. Is there any cracks in that?
No, there's none.
Really isn't there?
They've got an injury issues, and I can't. I just don't want to. I don't. It's Christmas Day, Jim. It's Christmas Day.
I'm just going to put my jumper on.
Let's do less football.
It's more Christmassy. This jumper. I thought it might be a nice vibe. Here's a crack for you. Here's a Liverpool crack. Mohamed Salah doesn't give interviews. Okay, read this in I read this the other day. He doesn't give interviews apart from people within Liverpool, like for Liverpool FC, whatever, right? He doesn't do interviews. He will not in any way, shape or form be doing interviews apart from with Liverpool. Yet, in the last week or so, I think it was, or maybe a couple of weeks ago, he did an interview with the, what's it called, AS, Spanish newspaper, talking about Barcelona and Real Madrid. Cracks! He's going.
Does it matter?
I think it doesn't
Will it
matter.
stop them?
I put this on Twitter actually yesterday as well. If you had to sell one of them, Mane or Salah, which one would you sell? It's tough, isn't it? And people are like, oh, I couldn't do it. Don't even tweet to me. Don't even tweet going, I couldn't. Such a waste of my...
Yeah.
They just answer the question or leave it.
Or don't.
Oh, mate, he came back, by the way.
Who?
This bloke, I think we spoke about this on Patreon. So, guys, you will have missed this if you're not a patron. On Patreon, we were talking about, I was saying, this dude tweeted me the day after, getting angry about me saying that Bayern Munich were the best team in the world.
He saw the podcast and came back at you?
No. I don't know what he was doing. Honestly, it was ages after. He wrote... What's it? Yeah, he came back on Sunday. It was on Sunday. I was just like, what are you doing? Hang on, let me find it.
Why are you so caught up in the amount of time it takes him to respond?
I'm just blown away with how he's bothered. It blows my mind, but I got him again. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. Winner! Allcott wins. Get in. What? Right, let's show you this, guys. Let me show you this. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry bloody Christmas. So, the tweet's not there. Yes! You say stupid stuff. So he came back and basically called me he came back about the same Bayern Munich comment. Like 5 days later, after I'd said, honestly, don't worry about it. And called me a ignorant waffler, I think it was. Something like that. Rob Turner's in the comments. I don't know if you can remember what he said. So I just did the same. And I popped on what you said to say, Flav. Because I thought we might talk about it at some point.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't worry about it. Have a great Christmas. And he deleted it.
Did he?
Yeah, maybe he's learned his lesson. Honestly, just don't worry about it, guys. If you see something that annoys you, keep scrolling.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Win for Allcott, buzzing.
Did you see DT snap? Looking at there.
This week's snap. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he threw his phone, didn't he?
He did. That was it was funny. I mean, it's funny. I've got to say, it is a guilty pleasure now. I am on Twitter searching AFTV because with this live stream, there's so much content for people to repurpose. It's going to be clipped up and put out straight away.
Yeah.
Like as used by one of our own patrons. Cheers, Skullfuggery.
Oh. So I've been watching his channel since it started. He gets like 200, 300,000 views a video.
Mate, he's banging. His channel is absolutely banging.
And it's mental. Like, he's a slug. He's here, right?
He's not here today. He did message though saying Merry Christmas.
It's a shame that he's not here, but he may see this. It's weird because he's been watching the podcast for a while, and I absolutely love his channel. So I don't know who's benefiting here.
Out of your relationship with Skullfuggery?
Yeah,
are you alright?
Who is the main beneficiary?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
Well, that feels like a really lovely relationship then, surely.
If he has a patron, would I subscribe to that?
I don't know, would you?
I mean, would I? I don't know. Maybe I would. And then what happens? There's this weird... We live in this weird paradox where we're subscribing to each other's patrons. Both mutually respected content producers. Yeah. Just paying for each other's lifestyle.
And is that unnerving for you?
It's just straight. I'm used to being like... not like...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm. So yeah,
but now it's like...
But the bulk of your relationships are like that.
Wait, I've not got your screen.
The bulk of your relationships are like that. Like us. Like I'm like, wow, this guy. So
No,
good.
no, Jim, you're like here.
You're the only one. You're the only one that. Sorry, am I the only one that I'm allowed in your sphere?
Yeah, because you're like, yeah, you're in my social sphere.
Yeah, I bring you food, don't I? That's the thing. I serve you.
What does
I
that mean?
serve you with. I'm like your mum, in a way.
No.
Well, I'm like your chef. But you appreciate me and the quality that I offer. But it's still, if I wasn't bringing you high quality comments every single week, then we wouldn't really be friends.
Not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Anyway,
yeah.
I think Skullfuggery's, but he's got to be buzzing. Although, is it legal him doing this? I guess it is. I guess he's totally repurposing it, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's like me doing a boiler room or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. He's repurposing the content. I don't know if it's. Who cares?
It is funny though.
But
my favourite bit is the end of every video. Go check out Skullfuggery when he does the rag and bone thing. I'm on a human after all. It's so funny. It's so funny. He's clearly a Spurs fan.
Oh yeah, it must be.
It has to be.
Must be. And everybody realizes what a joke they are now, right? So.
Who?
Well, all of it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like it is the. So if he's securing coin from that as well, then it's been spun on its head. If Spurs are making money from,
I don't think it'd be monetized, would it? It'd be footage. It'd be impossible to monetize, isn't it?
Okay. Well, yeah. Congrats, Skullthuggery, on your editing skills.
You know what I know what I did? I did watch the other day just because, just needed a laugh. Really, I was about to go to bed, brushing my teeth, and I was going, do you know what I haven't seen for a bit? The song they made for Thomas Partey signing. Well, I'll just sit on the edge of the bath and watch that before going to bed. Jesus Christ. It is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Is that the one with Jeremy Lynch in it?
This is the thing. It's like, not only are we going to make this horrific music video about a player that, well, as it turns out, was playing 3 games, been injured, that you have no idea he may not cut it in the Premier League. But then, on top of all that, it's not like signing Messi or Ronaldo, is it? You're signing a very decent midfielder.
DM.
There are many of them all over the world, right? You can buy them. If you'd signed a player like Messi or Ronaldo, then make a music video, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. This will never happen to you ever again. You just signed a normal midfielder. Then make this video, and they go, you know what else we can make this even... Let's make this even worse. Let's get the most disliked person on YouTube and stick him in there as well. Like, if you had to guess what team Jeremy Lynch supports, you wouldn't even
Chelsea.
guess that it would be Arsenal, ever.
Do you know what the problem is? Well, yeah, you're right, actually. You got to kind of wait until he becomes glorious.
Yeah,
because at best...
Don't do it. No one else would do it, so don't.
At worst, he's Xhaka. And at best, he's Makalele. It's not really worth it, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Party, though. Party's a great pun. Great pun word. Adam Sullivan. Afternoon, lads. Just checking in. These are comments of the week again. Do you remember that? We're getting back to the running order now. The pod has, for a while now, been a staple of my week. So much so that when I'm in the kitchen making dinner, often my mum will ask, what's that you're watching? To save time, I always say, just that football podcast with the QPR fan and the Spurs fan. To which she will reply, let me know when they mention Brentford again. We are Brentford fans, for context. However, recently, she's become more and more interested in the other segments of the pod and the little anecdotes that we are all really here for. She was especially pleased to hear today that before the chat had properly taken place, she could listen to a story about a little German man picking and sniffing his bum. That's what we tune in for. Bye for now. 52 likes.
Oh, I liked it.
Oliver Wright, mystical creatures, Loch Ness monster, dragon, mermaid, unicorn, seagulls in trees. This is if you missed last week's pod, we were talking about you never see seagulls in trees.
It's impossible. You never see them.
Sorry. Onion bag, has looked into this for you, Flav, so don't worry. Seagull facts. Could be a new bit. If you've got any seagull facts, let us know. They are quite a mysterious bird. After a bit of Googling, I believe I've cracked the never seen a seagull in a tree conundrum. Seagulls are seabirds, as you'd probably guess. This means they have webbed feet, which act as excellent paddles. However, these webbed feet come at a cost. They offer little grip compared with the tree-dwelling cousins, hence why you seldom see one in a tree. At the end of the day, it's just Darwin, isn't it? Thank you for that on your bag. So that's why we're not seeing them.
You don't seldom see it. You never see them. We wouldn't be having this conversation. It's not as exciting if you go, you seldom see a seagull in a tree.
Wow.
And
plot twist, Flav. Plot twist. Someone who's called themselves Dead as a name. If you live by the sea, then you'll see seagulls in trees on occasion. I once spotted one right before it swooped down and tried to take my head off. You would remember that.
He's a liar.
Interesting. Picture of you next to a tree, holding a spoon with a seagull in it, please. You've got a few weeks. If you did that, imagine if they... I've got it. That'd be amazing. Final comment of the week. Charlie Watson, first time commenter here. I've been enjoying the pod for ages, and I've managed to get my girlfriend to enjoy them to a certain extent as well. We've been together for a year, and she's from California. I'm from Scotland. As such, she knows as much about football as John Carver does. So, is that a lot or not? I can't remember. John Carver was great, wasn't he, John?
To be fair, she knew as much as John Carver was, and she came from California. And you're from Scotland. That was kind of... I get where you were going with that, Charlie. Doesn't quite work, because John Carver genuinely probably does know quite a bit about the game.
But what did he say? John Carver famously said... Oh, do you know what I was thinking as well? I thought this when it happened with John Carver, but like Joachim Low, there was like... The idea that in 20 years' time, people would go, Joachim Low, you remember Joachim Low? And it'd be like, oh, the guy who... He's the one who... picked his bum and sniffed it. So John Carver, he's the one who said he thought he was like the best, he's the best man. What did he say? It was something like, he said something far too above his stations, and he thought he was one of the best coaches in the league or something like that.
Right.
I wonder if that is a bit somewhere where give us two things, like give us sort of scandals that players will be known for the rest of their life, and we can like dive into him a little bit, because like the Joachim Yo, like you can't. That's just going to follow him around. The other one that I thought was an example was what was Zidane doing? Like such a good footballer, one of the greatest footballer of his generation. He just nutted someone. Someone in a World Cup final.
Yeah, but I like that. I thought it was good. I thought there's a line. Materazzi thought, I'm going to cuss his mum.
Is that what it was?
I don't know, probably his sister or mum, something like that. And he said something along those lines. And Zidane said, what, you think because of all this, I'm not going to nut you in the chest? You're mistaken. You can't respect that.
Do you? That's bad.
Yeah.
He ruined his legacy with that.
Oh, come on. He didn't. He enhanced it. Like, there's loads of great players. No one will ever talk about Zidane as like top 10 best players ever to play the game. They will now. Just
that's such a Rob Turner, such a throwaway comment that you would make in a pub. Yeah, he said he shagged his sister, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Get these in the comments then, please. We'll go through these another time. Pearson, Ostrich Gate, having a weird sexual moment on the touchline with a player. Don't remember that. Zidane was rattled. True. What was he doing? Just with his head, bosh. Like. Because normally, like, those kind of things, you'll catch him down the line. You'll go, right, when I get a chance, I'm going to kick him or something. You just nut him. You just nutted him in the chest. It was mental.
That's lines. He was a habitual line stepper.
Okay, sorry, back to this comment. Her knowledge extends to knowing who Messi, Ronaldo and Beckham are, but not much else. I think she knows who David Marshall is after his heroics for Scotland, but I can't confirm. Why can't you confirm? She's been enjoying Birds and that, the periodic table of clubs, and the club badges segment. I keep stressing this is a football podcast at heart, and it's not. I think it's not a football podcast. It's masquerading as a football podcast.
We use football to do this, but it's not a football podcast.
Yeah, it's a vehicle. And that, and she must now refer to herself as a soccer fan. She even had a giggle at manager's gaffes, despite not knowing who any of them were. That's the level of this pod. It's amazing.
Yeah,
the only way I've been able to explain the nuances of the English Premiership is through likening players and clubs to different members of One Direction, as she loved them when she was a teenager. Like them, I can see, see, right, this is why I picked this comment. Is he being sarcastic at the others? I can't figure this out. Like them, One Direction. So he's comparing us to One Direction here. I can see you're making a real push to crack the American market. They're crying out for content like this, and I commend you both. The inside jokes, the non-football chat, the crude jokes about wanting to make children cry. I think it translates over the pond perfectly. All the best. I think.
Well, it's not intentional. Is it?
Maybe.
I'll just take it. I'll take it on face value and take the compliment.
Yeah. Cheers, Charlie. Well, I would say Americans who listen or watch the pod. Shout out to Ali. Not Deli, but Ali. What, and Pat, who's 68, of course. How does it translate? How are you getting on with it? Are there certain bits you just go, I just don't get it, and we move on? Like, we were crying with laughter about the Gladiators the other week. I don't think that translates well. I just thought it was an interesting moment.
We've past caring what translates and doesn't translate, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Home wins. Got a home win, mate.
Good.
Got a drill with you?
Yeah, no.
I'm ready for this one.
Hold on, let me see what I can find.
Yeah, take time. Merry Christmas, everyone. We need to talk about Pulisic more. Yeah, that Americans love that. And Anthony Robinson, isn't it, Rob? And who else do we need to talk about? Other Americans. Brian McBride. We need to talk about Brian McBride more. Here he comes. What's he got?
I've found a pack of unopened screwdrivers.
Perfect.
Is that all right?
Yeah, really good.
Okay.
Unopened's good.
Home wins, isn't it?
Yeah, home wins. Yeah. He made.
You know why it's unopened? It's because these packages are a right arsehole to get open.
Yeah, well, you do, but you unscrew bolts with your hands because you're such a man.
Fucking right, yeah.
What? Finn Gilmore, feeling a part of the community, so I'm just checking in with I win. I'll set the scene. The missus has just had an extension. She's had that extension. They've knocked through, haven't they? They've knocked through. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go through that. Now you can extend from there if you want to. Did you know that? You know you can. Yeah, you can extend there. Mrs. just had an extension done, and the garden got flattened in the process. Well, it would do, wouldn't it? Because you extended. One part of this was an extension of a small patio area by the back door. Unfortunately, the original patio slabs were extremely dirty from years of being subjected to the full force of the elements. Don't worry, said I. I'll bring the jet wash over from my place to clean them for you, if you need, said Finn. I'd stayed over and brought the jet wash. Oh, yeah, stayed over. Come on, son. That's a great move, isn't it? Getting after she's done the extension. That's it. Now you're mad. Now you propose. Well done. And brought the jet wash with me, so the next day I could get to work while my slice went to work. My slice. That's good, that. What was that? What was it? The one we had the other? The old bag for life.
Bag for life is correct.
The old bag for life.
Is it derogatory? It's fine.
No,
she loves it.
So.
She loves it.
Reusable.
Bag for life, wife.
It's good for the environment. That's when disaster struck. The house had no outdoor tap. Mental. I discussed this with my significant other, and she said not to worry. That's good, right? So anyone who ever does a home win from now on, you cannot say wife. You have to say something else. Something else. Significant other. The old dear. Something interesting. A seam on the indoor tap that resembled a screw top lid. Alas, Slugs, it was a screw of Kep. And once removed, I was greeted with the exposed teat of the tap, designed to allow a host to suckle on it, similar to the Roma badge. I sprayed down the patio with a jet wash, but as I was packing away, I thought, it's my time to shine. I got a little dirty from Splashback. So when she got home, I told her I'd scrubbed each slab individually with a sponge, brush and soapy water. The glory belonged to me. Have a good week, lads. Congratulations, Finn. Great home win. So she thinks you've been on your hands and knees all day scrubbing away on patio slabs. And now they're gleaming because jet washes are brilliant. Jet washes are so satisfying.
Yeah, they are fun.
Congratulations, Finn. That's a really good, strong home win.
Well done, Finn.
If the hammer's not there, so we'll leave that there.
I quite. It's a nice addition to your backdrop.
Yeah, I like it. People get confused by it. Some people go, "Why is there a hammer there?" Well, support me from the start, and you'll know. All right, new bit. Really excited about this. Really, 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 really excited about this. And now derby games are after this. Alex Carr. So this bit, I think we could get somewhere with this. High quality rumours. I want high quality rumours. Because there's nothing like a great rumour, be it at school or wherever it is, and like we were trying to do with just sort of underhand tactics. You just place and plant a seed and just let it blossom. And Alex Carr, congratulations, you have inspired this. Because he was just checking in, lads. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sniffing his phone before he calls his mum. This podcast is bizarre, isn't it? His mum reminds me of a rumour I made up about this guy at school who was getting a bit above his station. Now, that's when these kind of rumours are allowed. When someone gets a little bit above their station. Like, I think I told this story about this guy who went... And this might have been on a Patreon in the mailbag. My friend who called dibs on a girl. And so I said that, him and the girl look like brother and sister. Game over. Because he got above his station. Can't have that. So I like these kind of rumours. Right. Yeah, the guy at school getting above his station. I claimed that he sniffed taps in the girls' changing rooms. Felt like it had the perfect balance of absurdity, realism, and an ever so subtle element of perversity. Spread like wildfire and was forever questioned on the matter. Love the pod. Really good rumour. So at school, during life, are there any bizarre rumours that you either planted to get someone down from their station, or generally just heard? Just bizarre. 'Cause that did happen. There were always weird rumours at school.
There was a bloke who in my school called Ricky who wrote his name in his own poo on the wall.
There's so many poo stories from school, isn't there? There's a rumour that because you you can't wee in the middle urinal. That's like a general rule, isn't it? You don't wee.
If there's free, you don't wee in the middle because that gives the person no choice. Well, you got a choice, but they're both the same. If you go to the third urinal furthest away from you, that's the general etiquette. The next person comes in, doesn't stand the one next to you. And if they do, it's actually like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Also, another etiquette: don't look at your phone while having a wee. That's not on.
It's not on. That's good to know.
Because you might do this.
You've got to have a glazed look over your head and just stare at the wall, haven't you?
Yeah.
You couldn't do that, could you? You couldn't have a wee. You couldn't have a wee and go. Can't do that.
James, I'd imagine that you...
Unless it's Terry Venables. Unless Terry Venables is knocking about.
James,
you've only got one chance.
I'd imagine you, when you go up to the urinal in the public bathroom, you pull your pants and your trousers all the way down to the ankle.
Yeah, doesn't everyone? That's that's laddie behaviour when you're between the ages of 18 to 24 in like a club. If one of your mates, I've done that when so you've got three and then the other lad is on the third one, and he's got there first, and then you come in and then you do that, just as a joke.
Not as a joke. You saying it's just as a joke. It's not. Yeah, that's the way. That's the only way you can wee. Your trousers and that.
Well, there are blokes. That's a big thing, isn't it? Guys who can't have a poo without taking all their clothes off. That's like a proper thing. It's so weird.
I know people have done that.
I know someone who does that. I know 2 people who do that, and they're not friends. They're completely different groups. It's so weird. They have to take every part of the clothes. It's so weird. And now whenever he goes to the toilet, I'm always like, what are you doing? And he's like, no, it's fine. Sometimes I follow him. Speaking of rumours, the guy there was one at my school that the
socks off as well.
Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, is it socks off as well? Everything. Yeah, the room we had, there was a lad in our school that the rumor was that he took a shit in the middle urinal.
What was his name?
I can't remember. It was like primary school.
Why did some of the kids just do it on top of the lid? They closed the lid and just do it on top.
Did they? What?
Yeah. He just walked in there and was like, oh my God. There's a human poo on a toilet lid. What? Who does, like... And this is the thing, like laddish behaviour when you get older. There are some absolute cretinous lads who think doing disgusting things on lads' holidays is funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh mate, oh God. My mate Hope has just done some... I probably shouldn't say it, but a lot of...
No.
He's shat off things and in things, and it's just like... Why? I do also... Like, the amount of times you have those moments where you go... It's sort of like it's happened, then you like the shock of it and it's all happened, and then it calms down a bit, and then we're the next morning and it's just you and you're walking somewhere with him, and you go, why are you doing that? Why? Explain to me why you're doing that. I love that my friend Hope, his thing would always like, I never hurt anyone else. No one's ever harmed. It might be disgusting, revolting, perverse, but no one's ever hurt but me. Anyway. Which is, and it was true. It was always true.
Emotionally, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. You can't unsee this thing. I could draw his penis so easily. I could see it now. I've seen his willy so many times. Once I went round his. We'd had a night out. I was at uni. He was at uni. We were both in Sheffield, and I went round his the next morning. Sort of hungover. Knocked. He had like an alcove like window. You know, there's sort of like those uni houses that are kind of quite old. And I knocked on the door, and he had he had blinds. And so he pulled the blind up, and he just had an erection. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What did he say?
He just let me in, and then I sat down. Sorry, guys. You guys don't know this person. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas. Merry Christmas. Did he reference the fact that he had an erection?
No, it was funny, wasn't it?
It was. That is funny.
See it now. Honestly, I can see it now. Right.
It's etched into your brain.
So can we get good rumours, please? Like that was brilliant. So he started a rumour that this bloke sniffed the taps in the girls' changing rooms. Brilliant. Right. Merry Christmas, everybody. But after Christmas Day comes Boxing Day, where there are 2 derby games.
I feel like I need a break from all these games. Do you know what I mean?
There are so many games.
Just cramming everything into
one. You know Duncan Alexander, the Opta guy?
Yeah.
He obviously has to make stats on everything all the time. And even he was like, I'm kind of had enough of this now. Get a bit fed up with all the football. It just never ends.
It's not, and it's every 3 days as well. Every 4 days. I think we're playing what's the day today? I think we're playing tomorrow night.
It's Carabao Cup, isn't it? Brentford could be in the semi-final of a League Cup.
I'd love to get Brentford and just fucking smash them to pieces.
8, hit them 8, spank them 8.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What a great process, bringing in players, making money. Pow!
Yeah.
Right. Derby game. Merry Christmas Derby games. Rob Turner. Speaking of rumours, Rob Turner, Leicester versus Man United is the, and there's a gentle threat of football chat here. Probably not. Leicester versus Man United is the both our managers sniff our phones, but only one has been found out yet. Derby.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think Brendan's on that? Brendan's he's too smart to get caught though.
They were so good against Spurs. They really were cracking.
Were they?
Yeah, they're really. It's the speed at which they play, and how direct and comfortable they are on the ball. Yeah, they're so comfortable on the ball, and indeed, they've probably got the best centre defensive midfielder in the league. He's unbelievable. Just reads the game so well. He's everywhere. I thought Højbjerg was good, but this geezer's something else. Like Højbjerg,
really, bloody hell! You think he's better?
I think he might be better. Yeah. I think Ndidi in a better team, but like where he gets more exposure, I guess, because Leicester, despite them being a genuinely quality football team for many years, probably don't seem to get the accolades that and attention that clubs like Tottenham get.
Yeah, they're still not truly seen as a threat to you guys, but their away form's been amazing. It's their home form that's letting them down.
Yeah, their away form 6 out of 7, and
they need to. Brendan Rodgers starting to like. I don't think anyone doubts that Brendan Rodgers is a really good coach, but he and Leicester have got to be careful because if they keep bottling it, then like the Spursy tag that you guys get, Leicestery. They're going to get called Leicestery because they're getting themselves in like decent positions now, and they can beat anyone. But I still think people generally expect them to fall away. And actually, their first 11's really good.
They were in the Champions League this year, aren't they?
No, Europa League.
No, they drop out, did they?
Well, they bottled it, didn't they? They bottled it.
Yeah.
They played Leicester, so they played Man United on the last game of the season and needed to win it. But they were kind of decimated with injuries a little bit, so you can kind of let a little bit go. But they've added to that squad. That's the other thing with Leicester actually as well. The first sort of 10 games of the season, they had loads of injuries, and like a lot of those guys are getting back now. Does Pereira play?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah. What do you think about Sergio Aurier?
He was the best player on the park until he lost his mind. Like seriously, for Spurs, he was our best player hands down. His form this season has been incredible. Literally, behind Son and Kane, our best player this year, probably, and Højbjerg actually.
He's so well behaved, isn't he?
But then just does what he does. Just loses his head for a moment. Like most of the times, he tries to make a challenge. Like when he scores penalties, it's like you can see why he did it. And he nearly got the ball, but he just wasn't quite quick enough. But his mind was in the right place. He just ran into the back of him. Yeah, he was looking at the ball, but it's just it's not. His desire to get the ball is good, but for him at no point to say, "Oh, hang on a minute, I need to stop here," just run through him, just shows that he's in his ability to make the right decision under extremely quick circumstances. It isn't there because he does that. It's not often you see a penalty like that given away. And then when that happened, Leicester scored, and we it's very difficult from there because they're such a good counter-attacking team, and we're not used to being in this position.
I think that's the problem for you guys. Is always you need and generally I think you will be the team that scores the first goal in a lot of games. But
maybe
you need that.
Maybe
you need that first goal.
He took Ndombele off at half-time, switched it around, and then Lo Celso got injured within 5 minutes. So that's just whatever plan he had with Kaibosh, because both of our playmakers in midfield are gone.
Do you think you'll buy anyone in January?
I think if there's an opportunity to buy someone, there's no reason why we wouldn't.
Where would you want to strengthen?
Need another CDM. We're strong. But our team's good enough to challenge for the league title. But the problem is, at the moment, when we win, it's great. You can make every excuse for Jose Mourinho. When we lose, you think, well, where's his plan B? And that's such an obvious cliche thing to say. And it's also obvious. It's easy. Everybody sort of turns and starts thinking, oh shit, when you lose a couple of games. Teams lose a couple of games all the time. Keep your heads. Just wait and see. All right. Let's just see. there's a reason why people like Rory is spouting this rhetoric about 1 point in 9 games. He's seen it. He's gone, oh, that's good. All right, I'll say this.
Well, his agenda's already set, isn't it? He's just trying. He needs something. What can I find? What can I find? Kind of thing.
Well, the problem with Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans is it's long since been the time where Tottenham would be rolled over. Long since time. Just doesn't happen. Every season, Arsenal and Chelsea are worried about Tottenham, and they're uncomfortable with it, so they behave in these ways.
Rattled, some might say.
They are rattled. They are.
So, just generally, Brendan. Back to the point in hand. Brendan Rodgers, does he sniff his phone?
No, it's only Ollie who does
just
that.
Ollie. I wonder if I can imagine Brendan Rodgers is like. I bet he anti-backs his own phone. Like every couple of hours.
His sofas are covered in plastic.
Yeah. Manager's gas there. Quick manager's gas. It is Christmas. You're welcome. Ollie Best. Who finishes higher at the end of the season? Leicester and Man United. Because that's one thing I've seen with a few people is like they're going. What was it? As Mark Chapman was saying, the team that wins will get top 4, and the team that loses are out of the title race.
Oh God, who said that?
I think he was putting forward that idea of the build up for this game.
Stupid. That's stupid. Who is it?
Mark Chapman. He's a presenter. He's just setting a scene. I like him. Don't dig him out.
I'm not digging him out, but it's a stupid question to ask when we're not even a third way through the season.
Here's a question for you. What will be...
Both teams will be...
No, what will be... What do you think will be the points needed to win the league? I'm going to get it up now. Hopefully you can see it.
I can see it.
Like, how many points... Like, in the last few seasons, you've needed, 90 points? 90... Was it 98 the season before? 31 points of 14. How many is in the season? There's 18.
It'd be around 86, 87 maybe. Depends if Liverpool don't stop from now, win all their games, and the thing is, with two games ago they were drawing against Fulham.
That's it. I did say that. I said that on the kickoff. I was like, it's over. It's like Liverpool are unstoppable. I mean, they did just draw against Fulham.
Yeah, and also, I remember also on the kickoff, but elsewhere, on game 2 of the season where Man United lost, everyone was saying, Ole's got to go. Ole Solskjaer's got to go. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. All pundits.
In this podcast, we stuck by him, didn't we?
We always stuck by him. They win their game in hand. They're second, 2 points clear. 2 points behind Liverpool. 2 points behind Liverpool. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't good enough to manage Man United. He's won more games on the bounce than Alex Ferguson away from home. Consistently this season, they are top only to Liverpool. Like, it's and I said it on the kickoff.
I love Man United within this podcast. I think they're brilliant.
But
go the whole way.
I said it on the kickoff. Everybody was talking, like, everyone was saying, he's no good. He's no good. Obviously, he's no good. He's a little gremlin from Mild. And he might be. He might well be a little gremlin from Meld, but he knows how to manage, right? And I actually like to see it. Not that I like to see Man United do well, but I like to see everybody thinks they know what the fuck they're talking about, and then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer goes, actually, you just hold your horses.
I still think they'll capitulate at some point.
But,
Capitulate's strong. Capitulate's too strong.
They've got a whole entire domestic season being a second, their annual, a calendar season going top only, second only to Liverpool. So that is as much consistency as you need. What more do you want? There's nothing to say that they will capitulate. They're showing no evidence that they will.
Capitulate's too strong. I think they'll just keep dropping points regularly. That's what I mean.
Mm.
Who knows?
Like, why are Tottenham in crisis and Chelsea all right when we're both on the same points?
That was it. That's what because that's what I said. I went. So if you're saying Spurs can't do it, you're saying Chelsea can't do it, but then he went no, because his reason is behind that. It's forget the table, although he's just used the 1 point in 9. But he's like, forget the table. Spurs are Spurs and will always be Spurs until they're not Spurs.
Yeah, well, that's just a nothing statement, because we could not be Spurs this year. We might be Spurs.
Okay. I'd love to see Leicester finish second. That'd be great. They've got some. Fofana looks really good as well. And Cianci. Someone's going to buy Cianci though. That's probably the problem. They're probably going to sell. They're going to have to sell some of these guys, or not have to, but like someone will come and get them. I think someone will get Cianci soon. He's really young. He's surprisingly young. Ollie Best. Sorry, go.
He didn't play against us, I think.
Oh, he didn't play in that one. Ollie Best. Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. How did you manage to lose 7-0 to them? Derby. The 2 7-0s of the season so far. Both involving... Oh, no, 7-2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
7-0. 7-2. It was 7-2.
7-2.
Oh, sorry, that's Villa saying it to Palace. Sorry. Mad, isn't it? It is a mad... It's been a mad year.
Yeah.
It's been a mad year.
Been interesting. Best one, though.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. No one wants
teams run away with it.
I'd love to, yeah. Just for the neutrals, just keep wobbling Liverpool a little bit. Just a little bit. Ronnie Forbes, Leeds versus Burnley is the attack versus defence derby. Really is. Where do you sit on the Leeds? We started talking about this yesterday, didn't we? The way that they're playing.
They make it so easy. They make it too easy to score. So they could have conceded 12 goals in that game legitimately. That's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's exciting. I'd rather watch Leeds than Burnley, hands down. No question. I'd rather watch Leeds than Man City. They play exciting football, and that may well keep them up this season. But what are their aspirations? They're not gonna. Based on it's just if they could combine how well they attack the ball and how well they press with any kind of defensive solidity, then they'd be legitimately good team. But they're not a good team. They're playing a good system for a certain type of football. But if at some point you've got to balance entertainment with reality of playing at this level.
Do you think though that like Liverpool maybe the first?
Sorry, just to qualify. Just to qualify. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy their football and I don't want them to do well, but everybody's saying how good Bielsa is. When what is good? Is good just entertaining people that don't have an emotional investment in Leeds? Oh, it's good because I don't really care what happens to Leeds, but at least they play nice football. And what happens next when they want to kick on and go into Europe maybe, or return to the days where they got to a semi-final of the Champions League? Are they going to be able to do it playing that football with that, defending in that way? It was so easy for Man United. It was unreal. I
think that if you take a snapshot of right now, he's playing. So the thing with Bielsa that makes him impressive to a lot of people is that in a game that's been played for so long, where we do go around in circles sometimes with the way that people play, the way that he plays feels very unique. And so that in itself, to be able to kind of, one, find that way of playing, two, to implement it, three, for it to be overall very successful. They won the league last year. I know you've got to step up. Then, if you make it a snapshot about right now, because that's a question that I would put to Bielsa. It's like, would you want to play this exact same style in 2 years' time? I don't think he would say yes. I think it's a bit like Jurgen Klopp in that first year, where it was like, we've got a system that can really trouble people, but we probably haven't got the players that are good enough. So for now, this is their best way of doing the best that they can do, or overachieving, if in comparison to if you just play the same way that every other team does. And so doing that now is worth it. And also, I was thinking about 6-2, right? It's just like 4-0, but a lot more fun to watch, isn't it?
I mean, it's worth it if they stay up, Jim.
And I think they will. They can't abort from this way of playing now. It's too late. But I reckon it can evolve, and you can level up. We were looking at their squad yesterday on Twitch, and you can level up a lot of the players in that team and then play slightly differently, because all of a sudden you are completely dominating games. And so you don't have to go like full pedals to the metal and just hope you get away with it.
All I would say to you is that Leeds at this moment they've conceded more than anyone else in the league. 30 goals they've conceded in 14 games. They're averaging over 2 goals conceded a game. So they have to score 3 to win. That does not keep you in the Premier League. I don't like, and below them are Burnley, Brighton, and Arsenal. You would all think are going to start picking up points.
But
so really, weirdly, we could see Leeds 17th by the end of the season, but they played nice, attractive football.
But they've scored. See, this is the thing. With the players they've got, those are all Championship players. Generally, sorry, the bulk of them are Championship players, right? But you've missed out a couple of bits there. You missed out the fact they scored 24 goals, which is more than most teams in the league, more than Man City, right? So loads more. Their goal difference is the same as Palace in 13th. And then look at Fulham, West Brom, and Sheffield United. -10, -19, -17. So for all these goals they're conceding, they're on -6 Leeds.
I get it, but they're starting each game 2 goals down because of the way they defend, on average so far. I don't
think that works though, because they're scoring so many more. That's what I mean. Like, if you just
stop, they're not scoring more. They scored 24. They've got -6 goal difference.
No, but they're scoring more than their bottom half competitors. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. Look, the teams below them are likely to finish above them. Maybe except Brighton. It's not. It's the wank fest over Bielsa that gets me. That's the only thing. That's why I'm starting to feel so strongly about this.
Right, but for me it makes sense, right? It makes sense. You've got Sheffield United scored 8 goals, 10 goals, 13 goals. Look at the goal. For me, the goals scored or conceded. If you can allow yourself to not worry about that, and actually all that really matters is the goal difference, then they're doing okay.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Oh,
that's
play.
It. They're doing all right. But everyone's like, Bielsa's like this, like masterclass. He's showing the Premier League how they're done. They're doing all right. If they manage to stay up playing this kind of football, then fair play to them, fair fuck to them. But that's it. that's about all. That's about how much it moves me.
I think that the thing that I like the fact that he provides a ceiling. Like this, they could get pumped, but they even in that Man United game, they could have drawn that 6-6. Like, they could have lost 10-6 as well. But for when you're watching, and you turn your nose up at Sheffield United, West Brom, Burnley, Newcastle, Palace every single week in this podcast, and so the fans of those teams often have to watch it and support it. So for him to really go for it with Leeds, I think what a man.
It's admirable. It's really good. It's admirable. But you conceded 30 goals so far. By the end of the season,
scored 24 there.
At the end of the season, they could have conceded whatever that is. What's pro rata? It's got to be around 60 goals.
Yeah, but they would have scored loads more.
And they're relying on Bamford, who's like, is he Premier League quality? But no, maybe he is.
He is. I think he might be. Finn Gilmore, they've conceded 9 set-piece goals, I think. Every team can exploit that. True. Or they could get better at defending those, and then they're going to really actually start winning these games. You can spin it. You can always spin it.
I think it's not... Anyway, I'm bored with this.
Yeah. I love that at the end of a conversation, you get drawn into a goal, and then at the end you go, I'm done. I'm done with this.
Done. I'm done everything. I can't say any more about it.
Yeah. Ben Spankton Walker, Leeds versus Burnley. People like our managers, but for very different reasons. Derby, Sean Dyche up against Bielsa. And then his second one was poor, so I'm not going to read that one out. Matthew Dawson, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Ooh! Boxing Day blockbuster. If they lose, does he go?
I mean, how many games? We keep
we have to keep coming back. We have to keep coming back when they keep losing. I think lose to this one, lose to Brighton, he's gone.
I mean, if they lose both of those games, that's like it is what they. I mean,
he needs a draw. He needs a draw against.
I can't say it because it's a ridiculous idea. But it's like when Tottenham were 2 points for 8 games. Like we definitely thought, "Fuck, this is it. We're going down." And Arsenal, I know it's 2 points from 8 games, but there's 14 games gone, and their form since I can't remember the last time they won. Was it Sheffield United?
Yeah, Sheffield United.
Like that's bad, and they've been beaten by teams that you'd expect them to beat or get points from. I mean, I don't even get any enjoyment out of taking the piss out of them anymore. True. It's not true. I just kind of think the next level. Honestly, mate, when they lose now, I'm like, oh, wicked, they've lost again. Because it's too much loss. It's too much. It's like you're fucking this up again. Like you've already fucked up the rivalry between us as fans because we don't respect you anymore, and you're now fucking it up by being shit on the pitch. So there's nothing there anymore. Like the only thing you could do for us, actually, Arsenal, is go down to make us feel something. If you go down, we might have you back.
It is so bad, isn't it? Chelsea's a nightmare game. Brighton's a nightmare game as well. And Brighton, so say they lose. Right, Burnley got Leeds this week. Boxing Day. Burnley got Leeds. Guys in the chat saying, like if you talk about those set-piece goals, Burnley got another win, didn't they, in the last game? There's no reason why they do Leeds on a... They defend deep, get a couple of set-pieces, beat Leeds, right? So they go... 17 points. They're above Arsenal, down to 16th. Brighton are on 40 points. Arsenal lose to Chelsea. Brighton beat Arsenal. They've gone above them as well. They're now down to 17th in the league. It's mad. Leeds. So who? Fulham. Fulham have got Southampton, and then they've got who? This is just so horrible for them. And then they got Spurs. So Spurs will go, all right, look, we were never going to win the league anyway. You win this one. Let's get them in the bottom three.
Yeah. I can't imagine if they're bottom three.
Crazy.
And, you know, the thing is it's hard for football fans. Like, you look at them, and luckily we've got cameras pointed directly at Arsenal fans all the time throughout all of this misery.
Especially the kids, hopefully.
They haven't got a clue what is going on. They don't. They're reeling. And I want to shout out, right? If you want to actually listen to an Arsenal fan who isn't just a parody of himself, who's just an Arsenal fan who, unfortunately for him, picked Arsenal as a football club when he was little, right? For people like him, his name's Harry. He's on the 90 min. And I've got to say, legitimately, I like him. He's a nice guy. The only thing I don't like about him is his football team, but I listen to him talk about football and I feel bad for him because he's trying to process what's going on, but he sees the massive issues they have there. They've got a problem with the manager, but more important than that, they've got a problem with who are running, who are employing these people, who are making decisions like sacking these staff members, who are giving contracts to the players. That isn't Arteta giving that contract or negotiating fees with the player. So he said there's a really big problems here, which is music to my ears.
Yeah. Rob Turner, really good question here. What would be crazier? Leicester win the league or Arsenal go down? What's crazier?
You mean, so at the beginning of the season...
What's a crazier happening? I think Arsenal going down is crazier.
No, come on. They're both comparable, aren't they? Like when they won the league 5,001, you'd be like, yeah, that was... unbelievable. But if they do,
they can't go down, can they? Just to say, I just remember that popped into my head. Joe Barrell is our latest new patron. Thank you very much for being a patron. I just want to give it a shout out there. And Peter, I don't think I gave you a shout out from last time. And Jan as well, if we're carrying on. Right, let's keep going because that is a big derby game, obviously. Because it's the Ghosts of Christmas Past. Oh, this is Matthew Dawson. It's the Ghosts of Christmas Past, Present and Future derby, with Giroud returning to the Emirates to face Willian and Louise to sentence Arteta to his future in the Championship / Job Centre derby. Thanks for that, Matt. That is... Take a draw, don't you? Take a draw if you're Arsenal. Get out of there. It's at home, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it just doesn't get any easier. Give him a break.
They're forward lines.
I'd struggle to have sympathy for any Big team. Patrick Kerrigan, Arsenal versus Chelsea is the our managers would take. there's some deep scars in this one. Arsenal versus Chelsea is the our managers would take you on skiing holidays in order to win you over after your mum divorces your dad and marries them instead. Derby. You can imagine those two in a film as the new man. I think I'd go.
Do you reckon that's happened to Patrick's mum?
It feels like it.
Right, done.
Merry Christmas, Pat.
Yeah, hope you're all right.
Hope you're all right, bud. Bailey Hall, Sheffield United versus Everton. So good. Look, a lot of. I don't know if it's because it's Christmas. There's just a lot of this. So obviously we just heard the last one. Sheffield United versus Everton is the dad, brackets Chris Wilder, who was in his prime in the 80s, loves the pub, doesn't believe in COVID, versus the stepdad, brackets Ancelotti, suave, cool, charming, loves a bottle of red and shows your mum a good time. Derby. Bailey, hope you're all right, mate.
Hope you're all right, man. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
When's Chris Wilder going to be
5
sacked?
likes.
When is Chris Wilder going to be sacked?
I don't think he will.
Why not?
Because I don't think you can get anyone better to get you back up.
I mean, there are a number of coaches that haven't, better coaches, like Allardyce.
Yeah, thank God he's turned up. And you've seen it. Instant.
No, he isn't about the new manager Spike Allardyce.
He needs January, doesn't he? He needs January.
Yeah, to get in some old bloke who's going to help.
Do you know who's Joey wants as his first signing? I love that. You remember we used to do Tits? Totally interesting transfer stories.
The other night, I was looking back at some of them old ones.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason.
We used to do an opener, didn't we? Everyone.
Yeah. What was that? Something else.
So stupid. No, I think it was that. With I saw a thing when Sam Allardyce wants James Tompkins to be his first signing at West Brom.
Doesn't surprise me.
Not bad. He's a good-looking guy. Fulham, Jeff and community page. Fulham versus Southampton is the Ham Derby. Ryan Williams is Villa versus Palace is the best player outside the top 6 derby. Jack Grealish against Abire Eze. I think Eze's the better one out of those two. Jack Johnson, Fulham Southampton again, is the managers' names sound like James Bond characters derby. Not sure about Scotty Parker feels more like Spider-Man, like a spin-off. But Ralph Hasenhüttl does sound like a James Bond villain. Man City versus Newcastle is from Uzai Ali. Is the we've swapped positions in the league table over the past 20 years derby. They must look at Man City and go, fucking hell. The oil money, the cash, the prestige, the trophies. 1969 they won the last trophy. It's got to be tough to be a Newcastle fan. Rob Turner, Man City versus Newcastle is the... Oh, here we go. We've got a first Christmas one. The Christmas-themed striker derby. Andy Christmas Carol versus Gabby the Baby Jesus. Very good. Great work. And those are your derby games.
Good.
Man compliments. Black Shadow. Man compliments. Girthy Beast. I think that's the wrong side of the line for me. I understand. I would say it's a compliment.
You're a girthy beast. No,
yeah. Someone's a girthy beast. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Is Hope a girthy beast?
Yeah. Lengthy beast too.
Girthy, lengthy beast.
Not a grower though. Not a grower.
So it's always big.
Yeah. You'll never watch this. Tommy Pitt, man compliment. And not many people can pull that look off. Inspired by Flav's fun ring anecdote. Yeah, that's a little bit of a that can be used as a dig as well.
Yeah, it's like a buried dig.
Red, blue, and yellow jumper. Not everyone can pull that off. So yeah, that's a bit like Lost. Right, it's the big moment. Here we go. Lincoln, the Lincoln badge. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Right, let's get the badge up, shall we? So this blew your mind a bit last week, didn't it?
Yes.
There it is. It honestly.
It's so bizarre. Like, what is it?
Above your head.
Like, what they thought? Oh, do you know what we need to do? going to be our badge. It's a little hairy goblin man who stands on one leg, always. Hairy, by the way.
Very strange. Yeah.
He has horns. And then underneath, just going to have the strap, Lincoln City.
Yeah, there it is. Lincoln City. Yeah, sorry, I don't think you guys can see that. There you go, Lincoln City. Catherine Heap. That is a dig if a female said that. Yeah. Not everyone can
That's
pull
what?
That. If not everyone can pull that off.
No, it's a sticker each way, I think.
Okay, so right, get that picture in your mind, guys, of this glorious Lincoln imp. Well, we presume it's an imp. So what is the story of the badge? We are very busy. So busy. And so we can't Google it, but we can read out several options. Let us know which one you think is the correct one. Oliver Wright, Lincoln badge. In 1983, a man was strolling in the woods when he saw a genie imp in a tree. This is the story of the badge. The imp said to him, "I shall give you 3 wishes." And the man wished for 10 more wishes. Clever. The imp was outraged and decided to trap him in a cage for years. However, the imp had made a grave mistake, for the man was a Scunthorpe United fan and a wizard. So when he was released years later, he was cursed to being on the badge of Lincoln City. He was so pained at watching Lincoln's football that he dislocated his own leg, leaving him permanently on one leg, which is why he's...
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is the truth, and only the truth, but don't look that up.
No, I get it. I see that. Thanks for that, Oliver. That's really informative.
Or... Dan Hodgson says, "So I went to uni in Lincoln and have been to the cathedral there a few times." Which is a very good cathedral, by the way. Cathedral tier list? No. I feel quite strongly about cathedrals. On holiday, should we go to the cathedral? Why? It's boring.
No, I feel that way. Like, should we go and look at those buildings? Do you want to go in that church? Do you want to go up that tower? No, I want to sit in a pub and slowly drink beer all day. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. I'm happy to look at it from a distance, but I don't want to queue to get in there.
No, I'll do it. If the pub is within view of it, we'll definitely go. It's like the.
I've only got so much energy for walking as well. You know, like Fam likes a really good. She likes an hour walk, and I'm like, I'm a 30-minute guy. I just get a bit bored. I need a screen. I need to see a screen. Anyway,
there's only so much you can do.
Let's retain our focus. Anyway, cathedrals. Anyway, it's said that the devil sent 2 imps to Lincoln to cause havoc. When they got to the cathedral, an angel came down and turned one imp into stone, which is now a statue on the side of the building, and the other one got away. The imp on the badge is the same as the statue, and that's where it comes from. I don't believe that. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I think you made that up.
Yeah, he's made that up.
Much more likely the
first one.
The wizard.
Yeah. Lou Williams, just checking in. I think the Lincoln City badge is meant to represent the mystical imps that run around Lincolnshire. They are rarely seen by locals and only come out at night, but they once appeared at a Lincoln City derby game against Grimsby Town in 1884.
Yeah.
One of the imps volunteered as a substitute and scored in the final minute to win 1-0, but strangely scored with his left foot while holding its right leg in both hands, as depicted in the badge. Makes sense.
All right, I get it. It makes sense.
The imps then scurried away from the game, never to be seen again. Only Graham Taylor has claimed to have seen them since at training one morning, but no one believed him. And so the people of Lincoln still await the next sighting. Exciting, right?
Now we're starting to get somewhere, Jim.
Okay, so Graham Taylor's got part to play in this. Who knew? Or I can't, Patrick. This is. I can't remember where I saw this, but the Lincoln City badge was originally slated to be the design for the Statue of Liberty. The ugly troll sitting leisurely was some sort of metaphor, I believe. The Americans thought the French were patronising them with this gift, thus arranged for the actual Statue of Liberty to be designed. Distraught that his magnificent creation would go to waste, Laboulaye, the creator, of course, of this imp thing, contacted numerous football clubs around the world, and the newly created Lincoln City jumped at the chance to have it as their badge. Clearly, they made the correct decision. The more I think about it, this was one of the deleted scenes from National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets, starring the great Nicolas Cage. As those movies are nothing but facts, this is the one and only origin story of the badge. Hope this helps. It does help. It does
That's
help.
Cheers. Yeah, that's really informative.
Or Fraser Peel. Hello, boys. Just checking in on the Lincoln badge. I like the just checking in first. It feels like just popping in. Just so you know, the Lincoln badge is actually it was actually the Statue of Liberty, but I didn't like it. Legend has it that the creature represents the infamous Lincolnshire testicle devil.
Oh,
let me show you the badge just again. Just a Lincolnshire testicle devil. I'm guessing it's the head. Looks very much like a nut.
Yeah. Good.
In Anglo-Saxon folklore, a prophecy foretold two brothers would slay the devil and lead Lincoln into a period of prosperity before one brother left to be sadly mistreated by peasants in the lands of Huddersfield. Of course, this is only a folktale, but don't all ancient legends hold an element of truth? I agree. Hashtag little testicle devils slugs. That's a niche hashtag. Or John Throp. After a bit of research, finally someone's done a bit of research, it seems that the Lincoln City badge is in fact a drawing of the founder of the club, Graham Imp. On Christmas Day in 1884, Graham decided he'd treat his 5-year-old son by allowing him to design the badge of Lincoln's new football club. Graham was then left at a loss for words when his son came back with the badge design that we see today. To his horror, when Graham asked his son what he'd attempted to draw, his son replied, "It's a drawing of you, Dad." Graham then asked why his son had drawn him standing on one leg. His son simply replied, with, "Not sure." After several days of trying to drop hints at his son to draw something that was less demented, Graham gave in and it became the club's official badge. A decision I'm sure Graham never regretted. So it could be that.
Yeah.
And finally, or Jim's Real Estate. Lincoln's badge. One thing it feels like it's been corroborated by all of this, that the badge was designed in 1884. Because he says the same.
Yeah.
It was designed in 1884. It's actually Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's great-great-grandfather. Long before the evolution of troll-like creatures. The reason he's on the badge is due to all of the trolls being banished from Norway during the Great Northern War and exiled to Lincoln, where they became the talk of the town. Lastly, the reason for the crossed leg is when they were first exiled to Lincoln, the villagers would make the trolls do funny dances in order to entertain themselves. Oh my God, I'm sorry. There's actually 3 more.
I mean,
I think the last 3 are right. Or Jacob Thomas. The Lincoln badge is, of course, a representation of Abraham Lincoln, who played for the club in the 18th century before he became president and before they were officially formed. In the badge, he is shown as sitting down rather impishly, because that was how he was found after being assassinated by a notorious Grimsby Town ultra by the name of John Wilkes Booth. Don't understand why they put horns on him, though. Right, look, we've come this far. Or Will Allen Smith. All right, lads, just checking in. I have reliable intel on the Lincoln badge. One of my distant family friends, Lewis Monsma, plays for Lincoln and told me an interesting story regarding the badge. He told me that Lincoln Stadium, Sinsel located next to the Stream River, was actually built over the top of a Trolls Bridge in the late 19th century. His toll for this discretion of his family home was the opportunity to play for Lincoln, having already been a star in his youth. However, in his first game, he was caught late in a challenge and did his ACL. Hence why he stands on one leg, ending his career. He now, as more than 100 years on, still lurks around the ground. Lewis said that night before the first game, the troll came to see him and told him of his extraordinary events over a pint at a local club, which I now believe is a fact. Then again, Lewis from Amsterdam, so make of that what you will. There are 3 more.
Oh God. We should probably edit these. We've had 9.
Or
All right.
Oliver Edwards. The real they're short.
Okay.
The real reason is for Lincoln's badge is because every single person in Lincoln was at least 7 foot tall until 546 AD, when an army of 3 foot tall people invaded Lincoln. The small people won the War of Great Heights. They then created the most fearsome small thing possible to represent the area, and they chose an imp. Since then, nobody above the height of 3'5" has ever entered Lincoln. I didn't know that. Ryan Morris, the Lincoln badge is the devil waiting for a bus to get out of hell. Show you again. There he is.
I can't imagine Lincoln is a incredible place to go.
Okay. And last one.
Sort of like Coventry, anywhere in the Midlands.
No, that is the last one. I can't read this last one. I'm too tired. Thank you for all your badges. God, we've bludgeoned that bit, haven't we? You were warned.
Well, I like the bit.
Yeah. Should we move on? So Zach says, I have nothing funny to offer. Just have a look at the Benevento badge.
Or Sampdoria.
Or Gone Back United.
All right, let's do something that people might actually be able to find out the proper information for. I like the idea of Benevento badge.
I do too. Let's do it. Here it comes. Benevento. It's a
witch.
It's a witch.
God, what is
What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing?
It's a witch on... Right, I mean, there's nothing else to say. It's a witch. Explain. Why is there... And it's not even a good... Like, it's a proper shit clip art witch.
Look at the nose and the chin.
Yeah. Like, there's no...
It's like Hopes. Forget it. Right, there you go. Benevento, what on earth is going on here? Keep it brief. 3 sentences, tops. Very odd.
Yeah, very strange.
Got big feet, innit? Or she. Probably she. Okay.
Yeah, feet are massive. It's terrible. Don't know what that's about.
I tell you what, just how many penises can you see on that?
Tell you what, I've got an idea.
I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 penises, 7 penises, 8 penises, 9 penises possibly. 9, 10, 11 penises I can see there. If I'm being very generous. Of all angles.
Right. You got me beat.
Right. We finish off this Christmas podcast. Merry Christmas, everyone. With some birds and that. So, AK the producer, you remember Flav?
Mm-hmm.
He was he had to go see. She had to get her book, didn't she?
That's right.
English book. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, right. Oh, before that, Harry Brown. Just checking in, lads. You've indirectly guided me through my personal issue with birds and that. Not only, because we were talking about... All right, hang on. Not only does she not like me very much, but the most important question remains answerless. What has she won? Not me. I've won the key to a lonely, less stressful Christmas and a receipt to an £80 Pandora necklace. I'm a serial winner here. Congratulations, mate. You don't need that. You don't need that, Terry. You've got yourself 80 quid in your back pocket and less stressful Christmas. You're the winner, Harry. Well done. So, AK, just checking in. Update. I didn't go to the girl's house in the end.
Why?
She came to mine.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. And got it. The book. But she didn't stay.
Wow.
Because we sit next to each other in English. Oh, is there a bit of elbow? Do you do a bit of elbow work sometimes, AK, the producer? Is there a bit of like elbow touch to touch? Oh, the electricity. What a time to be alive. That's what you do when you kind of just go. And if she keeps her elbow there, then she's keen. Oh, great times. But she didn't. Anyway, English. We got paired to do a PowerPoint together. Really excited. We worked on it together for 3 hours last night. Finished 3 slides because they were talking so much. Lovely. We're not in school right now, so it's probably going to get quiet in the next couple of weeks. But the chemistry is there. And we just bounce off each other, metaphorically. The only thing that could spoil it all is if Arsenal lose again, because in that case, I won't be talking to anyone again for years. Now,
you've already made a mistake by supporting them, AK. Don't let them fuck up your life anymore.
that's it. It was the comments that made me laugh here. Charlie Peach, can you give me more details about the bouncing? Also, what has she actually won? Question mark. I hope the presentation goes well. I know, because I think we're all thinking, at the end of that comment, we're thinking, there's only one question. What has she won? Blake Newton came to yours and got it, though. Forget that. Steve Paulson, agree with Charlie here. If she ain't won nothing, then drop her.
What has she won?
What has she won? Phil Gilmore, sounds like a winner to me, my slug. Don't let Arteta's hairline bring you down, though. Girls can change like the wind. Got to be relaxed with it, but don't let it slip through your fingers. Very, very tight balance, that. Difficult. Because you're not interested enough. She is worth more than Xhaka and El Nene anyway. Charlie Peach, Finn Gilmore, I do fear he's thinking she's the Thomas Partey when she might not answer all his midfield brackets homework questions and he finds himself in mid-table. What does that mean? Mid-table. Need to keep options open here, AK. January window is coming up too. What's your budget like? What? Where are we now? I'm so lost. Hang on. Let me read that again. Charlie, I do fear she... Oh, Christ. I do fear he's thinking she's the Thomas Partey when she might not answer all his midfield brackets homework questions. And he finds himself mid-table. Need to keep options open here, AK. January window is coming up too. What's your budget like? What's the budget? I don't know. Finn came back. Charlie Peach, that's true. What world are these two talking to each other in? I have no idea. I think Finn's here right now, actually. Open talks got a deal in principle. Only issue is she will be talking to other clubs. You just got to hope the brother has a good scouting network and moves. I'm lost. Fortunately, AK came back. So it does seem like she's in talks with other clubs. So there's other options available to her. So this really is on a knife edge. But I am the move she seems most interested in. Fantastic. She hasn't won my heart completely yet, but she did win a karate trophy at the age of 6. So she has won something. I want her to sign for me this season. If the deal falls through, I have open talks with... I haven't open talks with anyone else, but I'm not afraid of doing so. Oh, leak something to the press. Neither of us are committed to a move, but it looks likely. Okay, the producer, we have good chemistry. We've had a 3-hour FaceTime call and the conversation stayed consistently good. Charlie Peach is back. Would you be willing to sign up to a long-term deal? Goal bonuses are notoriously tricky to negotiate in the January window. The karate trophy is a... The karate trophy is a big plus. But has she kicked on? You don't want to be signing up to a sinking ship. You've already done that by supporting Arsenal. Does she have a good agent, best mate, who can put a good word in for you? Okay, listen to the end of this bit. Okay, the producer. Her agent's quite neutral towards the club, and a long-term deal isn't really on the cards for either of us. It's a Ronaldo United situation. A few very good seasons, and both of us move on to great new things after 2 years. Brackets end of A levels. If you've been able to stick with that, you've done very well. So I think it's going well.
I think it's going well. That they're not really interested in each other, and they're not. I don't know. That was.
That's the problem with this time of year, isn't it? Everyone's looking for a move around January time. If this was a summer love affair, then it'd be very different, very, very cut and dry.
Indeed.
Let's finish off with a comment from our boy Garrett. Remember Garrett?
Of course. Back in he's the OG from one for the weekend.
Exactly. Garrett.
When we did, what was that brand we were involved in?
League, wasn't it?
And he would do
pick the predictions.
Yeah, I remember.
So let's finish off with this. It's great to hear from Garrett. I'm pleased you're well, mate. Anyway, he says, just checking in. Merry Christmas, Garrett. Just checking in. A couple of years back, I got some Flames advice to go after a girl in California. She was genuinely into me, but a family emergency took her into a difficult place mentally, and I wasn't close enough to support her, and it didn't work out. It was a difficult experience, but I finally found love again this year, and it's better than ever. James, you're not kidding when you say the one you end up will like you. Seems obvious, doesn't it? But we all get in our own way. A simple thing means so much. The pandemic hasn't been kind to so many people, but a lovely bird I met at a Christmas party back in 2019, great times, she was not single at the time, reached out to me as things were starting to look like they were getting better pandemic-wise in the late spring, early summer. She was finishing up her law degree.
Hello?
And I went to visit her for a week after she reached out. We instantly knew we were a perfect match, and it's been bliss ever since. She's working remotely at the moment, but once everything is headed back to normal, we'll be moving to New York City together, where my sister also lives. Couldn't imagine life being any more hopeful than it is right now, and there are plenty of challenges for everyone, but I wanted to share the positive vibes. Keep up the good work with the pod. He says,
Don't read the last
you'll
bit.
never...
Don't read the last bit. It's nothing to do with this. It's nothing to do with this.
Well, it kind of is.
No, it ain't.
Because you will never walk alone. Because you've got...
Some people do. Some people don't find the one they love and they die lonely. That is wonderful, Garrett. Absolutely wonderful.
Not nice. Garrett, congratulations, mate. Let's give you an applause. There you go. It's like, we did it last week because we were kind of... Obviously, this podcast is nonsense. We know that. But it's our nonsense. And there are some lovely moments along the way. And Garrett, who we are invested in Garrett. We want him to be happy.
I thought he might have died or something because he hadn't been in the comments for ages. This is what I'm saying. If you haven't been...
It's fallen.
Yeah, if you haven't been in the comments, you've got to just check in so that we know you haven't died.
Yes. Yeah, please do. Those are all the comments I have to read out today. And thus, that is the end of our Christmas Day pod. Not pud. Pod. Merry Christmas, everyone. I know it's like I've had it myself. Like Flav's fortunate enough, I guess, sort of, that his Christmas hasn't changed because he's tier 2 and you had what you had, didn't you? And nothing was really changing. But for me, and being in the southeast, we've generally actually been quite lucky with it all in terms of not having to sort of, obviously been in different tiers, but it's not been as confined and disappointing as it has been in other areas of the country. But we kind of got our dose of it now with Christmas Day. So I'm sure there are a lot of people that are probably not being able to do what they're able to do today on Christmas Day. So for all of you guys, just to say, like, if you are feeling down, we hope this has kind of alleviated it for a little bit. And we do care about you lot because we are like-minded. Because if you like this podcast and you're still listening to me right now, then in my opinion, you're a bloody good egg. So don't forget that today, tomorrow, the day after that, and into 2021, because it is all gonna get better. So take a deep breath and eat some chocolates, innit?
I don't know if you can hear that, but that your lovely message there, and it's really important, was punctuated by my dog throwing up. And if that isn't
perfect,
if that isn't a way to sum up this year so far, then I don't know what is. But we're nearly through it. Everybody's nearly through it. Christmas Day for a lot of people is going to be the toughest part. You don't get to see your family. You know what Christmas is about. It's about family. It's about being together and being with the ones you love. And by not being with them, you're showing how much you love them, right? You don't want to put them at risk, and you want this to end, and you're willing to sacrifice the kind of Christmas Day you want to have for their safety, because despite what some people are saying, this is real. The virus is real. Most people believe this. The vaccinations will stop it, and we just got to hold on a little bit longer. And I tell you what, while this Christmas might not be the greatest, the summer and the rest of the year and leading up to Christmas is going to be the best year of our lives. Yeah, guaranteed. That's
it. Try and have that appreciation. Try and take a second to kind of know that like Flav said there, that it's not forever. Be it Christmas Day, be it if you're feeling down today, if you felt down yesterday and today, it's not forever. It is not forever. And so and we giggle so much. There's bits in this podcast that are going to be cut out because they're completely inappropriate, and we're sorry about that. But that is because of the environment that we've been able to create, where we can just be silly, and you guys are completely a part of that. So thank you for being involved, for getting involved in the comments every week, for making us cry with laughter every single week, and have a great Christmas. As much as you can do, and we'll see you in 2021 for sure.
Cool. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to the patrons. Thank you guys again. You know who you are. We really love that you're here and that you turn up and you're willing to listen to us talk bollocks for so long. Heroes. Right, guys. Speak soon. All the best. Bye-bye.